Hello, beautiful souls. It's Emily with Twins in Union. And I am back once again with a Twin Flame collective reading for us for this new moon in Pisces, which takes place tomorrow, March 17th, also St. Patrick's Day. First of all, I just want to start by saying thank you so much for being here, and a heartfelt warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm so glad that you are here and joining me on this wild and crazy twin flame journey. I was really delighted and pleasantly surprised to see over 100 new subscribers from my last video. So yeah, thank you all for being here. And as always, thank you to all of my longtime loyal subscribers. I just love you guys so much, and I so appreciate all of your wonderful, kind, warm comments and your emails and all of your encouragement. And it just really keeps me going, and it helps keep my faith up. And I just feel like the more that we can all come together and support each other in this journey, then the more we can just make a smoother ride for all of us. And it's just such a blessing to connect with our soul tribe and to have that support. Thank you for being here and continuing on this journey with me. So let's talk about the energies. Things have been rather intense, to say the least. I know for me, I really was wanting to post some more videos over these last couple of weeks, but I have been feeling these energies too, and it has been a very emotional time. Just like my last reading showed, that emotions card and that storm warning card. So I was really feeling that, and if you have been struggling, if it's been an emotional time, if you've been feeling these energies, then just know that, you're not alone. And so part of what's going on in terms of, the astrology behind all of this is that Pisces has been in Chiron, which is the energy of the wounded healer. And so Pisces has been in Chiron since like 2010. So this has been like an 8-year cycle of past pain that we have been healing. So that has been kind of wrapping up and coming to a completion because Chiron is getting ready to move out of Pisces and into Aries. So if you think back to what was going on in your life, from 2010 up until now, then that can give you more insight as far as what you have been healing. And a lot of it with Pisces is a lot of pain around grief and loss and sadness and disappointment. And if you look at your chart and you see where Pisces falls, that can kind of help you understand a little bit more around that. And so for me, my moon is in Pisces, so I've really been feeling it. And but I'm also really feeling like, the calm after the storm, where I'm starting to feel more of the optimism and the newness of this new moon energy coming in. So that, and we have also really been going through a really deep layer of surrender and release and letting go kind of energies. So if you've been feeling some of that, it's all related. And it's actually really beautiful because this is part of what we need to release and let go of in order to move more and more into unity consciousness. So from that higher perspective, we are allowing all of these lower vibrational shadow aspects within us to kind of bubble up to the surface and You know, like if you think of the bubbles are coming up and they're popping. And so all of that's coming up and being released and dissipated. And that is creating more space and energy within our light bodies, so that we can start to receive more and more light. So, you know, it's really beautiful healing work that we are doing. And we have to remember too that, you know, this is part of our mission as light workers, is to do this healing work, because it is healing all of humanity, and it's healing us, and it's healing our families, and it's healing our twins, and it's healing our communities, and it's really beautiful work that we're doing. And the challenging part is when we're in the thick of it, you know, not getting too overly attached to what does this mean and trying to rationalize it with our logical mind, but to just be in that observer energy, kind of that hawk medicine, where we're just seeing it from a bird's eye view, not getting overly attached to it, or like getting out our magnifying glass and analyzing it really closely, but just allowing it to come up and be released, and just creating that sacred space for us to do that healing work. And yeah, so it's been an intense time, so hang in there. And you know, we are really moving into, you know, beautiful energies with this new moon in Pisces of manifestation. And so this is a really powerful time. You know, we are completing, so we're not only like completing that whole Chiron cycle over these last 8 years, but we are also completing a zodiac cycle, because Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac and Aries is the first sign. So we are really moving into this, you know, new energy of manifestation and new beginnings, and, you know, getting reignited with passion, and kind of moving into that energy of springtime, which is, you know, the death and the rebirth and new growth. And I was meditating over the cards, and my spirit guides were showing me this really beautiful image for March, and it was the image of a tree, of us, like being like trees. And so the full moon in Virgo that we had on March 1st was like the roots of the trees going deep into the earth, and like our physical vessels being prepared to really start to expand our light bodies and start to receive more of this light. And then, you know, this new moon in Pisces is all about the leaves and the branches reaching up to the heavens. And so that is, you know, connecting with spirit and the higher realms. And then we have the blue full moon in Libra at the end of the month. And so that's going to be really, you know, bringing in all of this light and really grounding it, and really also balancing and integrating all of this healing work that we've been doing. So things really coming back into balance and harmony and integrating, and, you know, all of that energy coming in at the end of the month. So even though it's challenging, it's also really beautiful. And so I was just seeing all of, you know, these shadow aspects like bubbling up out of us and being released, so that we can, you know, receive more of this light energy, and create more space for that to come in. So yeah, even though it's challenging, it's beautiful. And trust me, I've been in the trenches. It's not been an easy 2 weeks for me, but I'm coming out on the other side of it. And so yeah, so things are starting to look up. Things are starting to look more optimistic. And we have, let's see, Mercury going retrograde. So let's see, the sun goes into Aries on the 20th, which is also the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere. And if you are in the southern hemisphere, that would be your autumn equinox. And then on the 23rd, I believe, that's when Mercury goes retrograde. So it's going to be kind of interesting, because we're going to be kind of getting like ignited with this flame and fire to like move forward. but then Mercury retrograde is about slowing down. So the energies are going to be interesting as we continue to move forward. And I see a lot of things coming through in the cards here. So as I go through the reading, we will, see how these energies are playing out. But yeah, so just, as far as this new moon in Pisces, it's a beautiful time of manifestation. And it's a really good time to set your intentions, not only for this month ahead, but for this whole next zodiac year of what you want to manifest and what seeds do you want to plant, and how can you start to, align mentally and emotionally and intuitively with that vibration of what it is that you want to manifest. So yeah, I think that covers my little intro spiel here. So I am going to turn the camera towards the cards and we can dive into the reading. So here we go. Okay, let's see. I hope you guys can see that okay. I will hold up the cards as usual so you can see them up close. And as always, I set the intention for these readings to be for the highest good of all twin flames and for you to receive healing from this reading. And, just keep in mind that this is a general reading, so this is covering our whole entire soul group. So if you think of it kind of like, like looking from a satellite, like on Google Earth, this is like a really big, broad energies that we are looking at for our whole soul group. So, if some of the messages aren't resonating with you, then that just means they're not for you. And, we have to keep in mind that this is a general reading, for all 144,000 unions. And I do offer private readings. So, with a private reading, then energetically it's more like you and your twin and me hanging out together in a room versus like Google Earth satellite, like big picture. So if you would like to get a private reading to see more of the, intimate energies within your own personal connection, then you are welcome to do that. But yeah, so this is for the collective, and I have the Divine Masculine over here on this side, and I have the Divine Feminine's energies on this side. And then in the center here we have the Union. And I have a new deck. Let's see, what is this called? Whispers of Love. So I have a couple of romance messages here. And let's see, these cards are the Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. And then I have these cards on the outer edges are The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And at the very end, I will wrap up with Oracle cards from Wisdom of the Golden Path. And that is by Tony Carmine Salerno. And yeah, I think that wraps up all of the decks that I am using. So, let's see, as usual, I'm going to start over here with the Divine Masculine. And the cards, I ask, what are they thinking, what are they feeling, and then what are they wanting? So, what is the Divine Masculine thinking regarding his twin flame connection? And so the card that came up is called Adjacent Possibilities. So what I'm getting with this card is that the Divine Masculine, he is really, his third eye and his intuition and his vision and perception of the world is really starting to expand. And so, before the Divine Masculine, he was really, really limited in his thinking. It was like Spirit was showing me the image of a camera. And so it's like he was almost like looking through the world like through a little pinhole camera, where it was just like his thinking was really narrow and really limited. And, you know, he couldn't see the bigger picture or think in a more expansive way. And part of that was because of, you know, the conditioning and the ego and, you know, all of those aspects that were limiting his view and his vision. And so now, you know, he's really gone through this transformation where his ego has dissolved a lot, and now his third eye is really opening up wide. And so now it's like, instead of seeing the world through a little tiny pinhole camera, he is seeing the world through like a wide angle lens. Like he's seeing the whole landscape and the big picture. And, you know, he is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and he's starting to see like new pathways and new doorways and new options and new windows and new possibilities. So it's like he is really like waking up in his intuition and his third eye and his perception of the world. And like, it's just like he's seeing the world through a whole new lens. And it's really exciting because now this is helping him to start to open up, to be able to see that he has options and he has opportunities, and there are possibilities of making things happen that he couldn't see before. And, you know, this is really beautiful because this is empowering him to start to be able to see that he can create happiness, and he can start to make different choices in his life that are going to lead him towards greater happiness, and that he has the power to, you know, make these choices that are going to take him on a path towards his highest good. Yeah, so it's just like all these doorways are opening for him. All of these options are opening up for him that he couldn't see before. And this is a number 24, so, you know, that number 2 represents the divine partnership, and number 2 also has to do with making choices and keeping the faith and hope. And, you know, with the number 4, he's really, it's starting to create more stability in his mind, more stability and balance and harmony. When we add the 2 and the 4, we get a number 6. So this is really, you know, creating a lot more balance within his mind. And the clarifying card that came up with this is the 6 of Earth. So, you know, 6 of Earth is all about creating more harmony and balance. And, you know, with the Earth element here, it's, I feel like the Divine Masculine is also getting a more balanced perspective between the 3D material physical world and the spiritual world. So his third eye is really opening up, his intuition is really opening up, and he's starting to really realize that there is more to this life than just the 3D, more than just, you know, making money and having physical belongings, material goods, and going through the motions. There's like this whole bigger picture of this spiritual world that is opening up to him. And so there's a lot of balance happening in the Divine Masculine's mind between opening up to, you know, the spiritual world, and then also balancing that with the 3D material physical world. And, you know, part of that too was that ego dissolving, where, you know, before, when he was seeing through the pinhole camera, you know, his thinking was very limited and narrow because he was in that ego mind, and that was kind of, you know, running the show for him. But now his spiritual aspect and his third eye is really opening up, and he's just seeing everything, you know, is so much bigger than what he ever imagined. And he's realizing that there's, you know, so much more out there besides the physical world. And, you know, he's even like thinking about, you know, that it's not just about making money and buying things, that he's thinking of things in terms of like, how can I be of service to others, and how can I be of service to humanity, and, you know, really starting to think in these ways that are, you know, from a more spiritual place. So this is really beautiful energy to see in his mind, of looking into, you know, being of service and bringing more balance and more harmony and more like alchemy within his mental space. And I'm noticing too that there's actually 3 6s here for the Divine Masculine. So, you know, we have a 6, this card adds up to a 6, and then we have a 6 of Earth. And then I'm noticing this romance message, which I'll get to in a little bit here, it's also a number 6. So the Divine Masculine is really in this beautiful place of balancing the physical earth plane, balancing that with the spiritual higher realms, and really creating balance in his mind. So really beautiful energies here for the Divine Masculine in his mental space. Okay, so what is the Divine Masculine feeling in his heart? And I love this card, and I think that this card has come up recently in another reading that I did for the Divine Masculine, and so now here we are seeing this card again. So what I'm sensing with this card is that it's like, since his mind is expanding and seeing all of these options to create happiness in his life now, it's like in his heart is just welling up with this feeling of joy and abundance and fulfillment, because he's really starting to realize that he has the ability to manifest his dreams and desires. And it's like all of this beautiful light, you know, how I was talking about this divine light that is shining down on us, and that we're like being prepared for our light bodies to expand so that we can start to receive more light. So it's like all of these light showers shining down on him, and he's receiving all of this divine wisdom and illumination. And we see this white butterfly here representing the change and transformation taking place in his heart. And he's been working really hard, and he has planted seeds, and he's been going through a really huge change and transformation in his life, and he's really seeking this abundance within and really starting to feel confident within himself. I'm just feeling like this fullness in his heart that's just like radiating all of this beautiful light. It's really beautiful to see that. And so the clarifying card that came up with this is the 9 of Earth. So we have another Earth card here, lots of Earth imagery, and you know, we're moving into springtime, so it's like the Earth is starting to come back to life. It's really beautiful to see that. And this cornucopia card is a number 11, so that's a master number. It's the number of the master teacher. So I feel like, you know, the Divine Masculine, he has really learned a lot in this journey, and he's acquiring a lot of wisdom. He's learning a lot about himself. He's learning a lot about, you know, spirituality as his third eye is opening up, as he's starting to perceive the world through a whole new lens. That he's acquired a lot of wisdom and understanding and spiritual knowledge in this journey. And so with the 9 of Earth, you know, this is like the 9 of Pentacles. And whenever I see this card, I always just, we see this beautiful divine feminine in this card, and, she has her hands like in prayer position, and she's holding this, this little flower, which just looks like springtime to me, just this tender little, it's like tender little sprigs, little shoots of flowers coming out of the earth. And she's, holding that space for the divine masculine. And so in the divine masculine's heart, what I'm sensing is it's like he's feeling this abundance and this fulfillment and this light filling up in his heart. And he's realizing all of this abundance in his life. And it's like he's been working so hard getting each pentacle lined up. It's like the pentacles representing like the physical foundation. So it's like he's been working really, really hard to try to lay down these bricks in his life that are like this physical foundation that can be a really solid, firm ground for him and for his divine feminine. And it's like the divine feminine represents that final brick in the foundation. And so I just get the feeling that in his heart, it's like he's wanting to work really hard to manifest his dreams, to manifest his wishes, to manifest this abundant, beautiful life with his divine feminine. And so it's just taking time and discipline and hard work to lay this strong foundation. And that she will be like that 10th pentacle that will complete the whole picture of this, harvest, this bounty that he wants to manifest. And when we think about the 10 of Pentacles, that's that really strong, physical, solid foundation that has longevity, and it's like, everlasting. We see it's like in the traditional tarot deck, it's like the family with the dogs and the grandparents and the mom and dad and the kids, and they're all happy and running around. And it's just like having that big solid foundation that's going to like carry on for generations to come. And so this is, really beautiful energy here. And there's like a full moon back behind her there too, which is making me think of the blue moon in Libra that we have coming up at the end of the month. So, yeah, just really beautiful energies in the divine masculine's heart. And, when I was holding up these cards too, talking about how the divine masculine is really opening up spiritually and seeing the world through this wide lens now. It's just reminding me of, my last reading that I did where I was talking about that scene in Greece where it's like the divine masculine is really, there's like the flip-flop happening between the feminine and the masculine, where the feminine is really grounding herself more and more in the physical realm. And then as she is grounding herself in the physical realm, then the divine masculine is opening up more and more to the spiritual realm. And so it's like that scene in Greece where, Sandy and Danny kind of flip-flop roles. So if you haven't seen my last reading, maybe you can go and check it out and you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just feel that energy coming through again with these cards. Okay. So what is the divine masculine wanting regarding his twin flame connection and his beloved? And so the card that came up is called Envy. I'll hold it upright. It's in reverse. And so, this card is a card about like feelings of lack or feeling in the dark, feeling, confused and lost and like wanting something, like, wanting to be out in this golden light and feeling like you're stuck back in this dark cave. So it's kind of like lack and confusion and uncertainty and being lost in the shadows. And so, the fact that it's in reverse, it's just saying that, the divine masculine, he's really ready and wanting to release all of these old energies that are, these feelings of lack and feelings of, his self-worth and not feeling worthy. And he's just really wanting to release all of these old energies so that he can have, this beautiful, abundant, gratifying life. And so, mentally in his mind, he's seeing the bigger picture. He's realizing, oh my gosh, I have options. I can make choices that actually are going to make me a happier person. And I have all these options that I didn't even know were there before. And so that's, filling up his heart with all of this hope for his dreams and his wishes and manifesting that and making it happen. And so he's realizing that he doesn't need to be lost in the shadows anymore. He has the option to step out into this beautiful golden light. He doesn't need to stay stuck in the dark cave anymore. With wintertime, it is kind of like that energy of being in the dark cave, and we talk about the man cave. So, but it's like he's ready to step out into this light, and it's really beautiful to see that. And, I also just feel like the divine masculine has struggled a lot with illusion and, having trouble, when he was seeing the world through that pinhole lens, he was really having trouble being able to see through people and to see, the shadow sides of other people. And it kind of, got him trapped in illusions and kept him stuck in this dark cave where he couldn't really see through other people's crap, basically. And he may have been deceived or felt taken advantage of or felt betrayed or done wrong or rejected or whatever. But I feel like he's really releasing all of that too. And now it's really balancing out his ability to be able to see the truth and the light and also see the darkness and the shadow, and to kind of cut through the illusions and to kind of see through people's motives and see through, people that don't really have his best interests in mind. So, this is a really beautiful gift that has come to him through this challenging journey that he's been on, and he's had to learn some really hard lessons, but the beauty of it is now he can see through other people's crap. So he's just really ready to release all of those old energies and step forward into this light. And the clarifying card that came up with this is Six of Fire. So this is like Six of Wands, which is an energy of victory and success and recognition. And so, what I feel like is as he has, he's seeing these options, he's seeing these choices, he's seeing that he does have the power and the ability to make the choice to step out into the light and to not be lost in the shadows anymore. And, this is bringing about, this feeling of success that he really wants to have, of feeling victorious within himself and feeling successful within himself. And, I love this depiction of the Six of Fire because it's like the divine masculine represents this big hot air balloon that is rising above all of these other hot air balloons around it. And so it's like before, when he was really kind of trapped in these illusions and not able to see through other people's darkness and shadow aspects, and he was taken advantage of or done wrong or however that played out in his life. Now he's really wanting to rise above all of that And he's just like, you know what? I am going to let my light shine. I'm going to transcend all of that. I'm going to rise above all of that. And I'm not going to play small anymore. I'm not going to dim my light anymore. I am going to really be the divine masculine that I am. And I'm not going to put up with other people's crap. I'm going to walk out into this light because I know now that I have the choice to do that. I have the option. Before, he didn't even see that he had the option to walk into the light. But now he's really wanting that. And, you know, with the 20 here, it's the number 2, which is that energy of, you know, making a choice. You know, do you want to choose to be in the light, or do you want to choose to stay stuck in the dark? Yeah, so I feel like the divine masculine is really like making really powerful shifts happening here that are very positive. So it's really great to see that. And I'm noticing too, we have a number 2 in this card, and then the 11 adds up to a 2, and then we have a 2 here. So, you know, lots of energies of balance and making choices and keeping the faith and hope. And oh gosh, and another 6 here. Yeah, so really beautiful energies coming through for the divine masculine. Okay, what is the divine feminine thinking? Okay, so the divine feminine is thinking happy family. And I love this card with the happy family, and they're like under the rainbow. And so, you know, this card is all about, you know, family experiences and joy and stability. So I feel like, you know, the divine feminine, this could be, she's just thinking about, you know, getting out more with friends and having fun with family, kind of coming out of hermit mode after the winter and wanting to get out more since springtime is here, and just, you know, have some fun and adventure in her life. You know, this is also a card about home and stability, so she could be thinking about nesting or doing some spring cleaning, that kind of energy. I'm also getting like some deeper messages here for the divine feminine that she could actually also be feeling some disconnect, like within her family, and wanting like deeper, more meaningful experience of family in her life. So this could be, you know, her family of origin, like the family that she was incarnated into. Maybe she's feeling kind of disconnected with those people. And part of her is really longing to be with her soul family, with her star family, with her divine masculine, her beloved. This could also be, you know, for divine feminines who are in a karmic marriage and they're feeling that longing to be with their twin and feeling a disconnect with, you know, their current karmic partner, and really wanting to have a different experience of family with their twin flame. So a lot of messages coming through here for the divine feminine with this card. And the clarifying card that came up with this is 3 of water. So, you know, 3 of water, again, this could just be going back to the divine feminine, like going out and having fun with girlfriends, or, you know, a family celebration. You know, 3 of water is about experiencing joy and celebration in the physical world. Or, you know, this could be going back to if the divine feminine is with a karmic partner, you know, then there's that third energy there. And, you know, 3 of water is about coming together and seeing eye to eye with people. And so I just get this sense that it's like the divine feminine is, she's thinking about, you know, her family of origin, or the family that she's in with her karmic partner, or the family that she wants to create with her beloved. And just wondering, you know, like, what is the outcome going to look like? Can we all work together as a team? Can we see eye to eye? Can we all, you know, it's like teamwork makes the dream work. And can we all work together in a harmonious way where we can, you know, make a smooth transition, whether it's, you know, coming together with your twin and integrating a family, or coming together and starting a new family, or, you know, stepping outside of, you know, a karmic relationship and creating a new sense of family, however that resonates for you. I just feel like that's some of the energies that are coming through with these cards here. And, you know, with the number 4, I always think of the 4 of Wands whenever I see this card. So there is like an energy of, like, you know, wanting that joy and that stability with your soul family on the earth plane. So it's really beautiful. And we have the rainbow there, which is, you know, the energy of unity consciousness, of everybody coming together as one in harmony, and having, you know, a joyful experience of everyone just being able to love and accept everyone with their shadow aspects and their light aspects, and, you know, still loving and accepting everyone regardless. So yeah, that's really beautiful. So what is the Divine Feminine feeling in her heart? And we have the Garden and the Gate. So with this card, you know, I feel like the Divine Feminine there's energy of expansion here. So just like how we saw energy of expansion for the Divine Masculine in his mental space, I feel like that energy is really coming up here for the Divine Feminine in her heart. And so she's, you know, she's in this beautiful garden with all of these flowers, and it's like the garden represents, you know, this safe, comfortable, physical environment that she has been in. And, you know, if you look closely, she's like looking out into this big, vast green field, and she has this look of like trepidation or hesitancy or curiosity, like she's kind of feeling drawn to step beyond the garden gates and go out into this vast, expansive world, but she's not quite sure what lies ahead, and it's like full of mystery and wonder. And so, you know, she's got the power, she's got the key around her neck here, so she has the power to unlock the gate and walk beyond her comfort zone into this vast unknown. And yeah, so she's just, her heart is feeling called beyond something that she has known and been comfortable with. And, you know, it's like, am I going to take that leap out into the big, great unknown? And, you know, this could be, maybe for you, this is something related to your life purpose and your soul mission. And it's something that in your heart you have been feeling and wanting to just take that leap of faith. But you're not quite sure what lies ahead. Or maybe this has to do with, you know, if you are one of those Divine Feminines who is in a karmic marriage and you've been thinking about making that leap and, you know, transitioning out of that marriage, but you're just not quite sure what's on the other side of that. And it could feel like an exciting adventure and freedom, but it could also feel a little bit like, you know, oh my gosh, this is so stepping outside of my comfort zone. And, you know, maybe you have been thinking about starting your own business and venturing out of the corporate world. You know, maybe the corporate world represents your garden, and you're wanting to like venture out, you know, and try using your spiritual gifts to start a spiritual-based business. So there's a lot of different things I'm getting as far as like what this could mean for you, but, you know, over the next couple of weeks, this energy is like welling up for the divine feminine in her heart. And this is a number 30, so you know that number 3 represents the energy of the Trinity and bringing in the divine to co-create and, you know, expand and, you know, move beyond your comfort zone in that faith and trust that the divine is working with you and you are co-creating this beautiful new adventure in your life. And with that 0 there, that represents the divine. You know, that's the alpha and the omega and the never-ending cycle of co-creation with the divine. And the clarifying card that came up with this is Page of Fire. And so this is, you know, this is that Aries energy, that ignition of, you know, handing over that flame of inspiration and passion and adventure, you know, and we see this, it looks like, she almost reminds me of like a geisha, and she's got a tiger here, which represents, you know, that animal instinct that's like, you know, that passion within her that wants to like leap forward. And then we see there's like butterflies here and this full moon again. So, you know, these energies are going to be playing out up to this full moon in Libra. So, yeah, really beautiful energies here for the divine feminine in her heart. So, you know, if you have been thinking about, you know, expanding and some kind of a new adventure, I feel like this is a good message here to, you know, really explore that and, you know, move beyond the gates of your comfort zone and know that you actually can have the best of both worlds. You can have security and beauty and comfort all around you and also pursue your passions and what is aligned with your soul's truth. So, yeah, it's really beautiful there. Okay, and then what is the divine feminine wanting? So the divine feminine is wanting rest and rejuvenation. So, you know, I feel like this is, you know, there's a lot of different messages I'm getting with this card. It's like part of it is that, you know, she is thinking about this happy family and trying to sort out and get clear about how to have this deeper, more meaningful experience of family in her life that brings her more joy and happiness. And then, you know, she's also feeling this calling to like venture out somehow and expand her world more and, you know, align more and more with the truth of her soul and step outside of, you know, this comfort zone that she's been in. And so it's like, you know, she's really wanting to go within and get clarity and integrate and, you know, connect with source and connect with herself and kind of just needing to unplug from the world so that she can like really tune into her own inner guidance and her own inner wisdom and, you know, listen to her higher self and, you know, really tap into what is the higher guidance that she's receiving about how to move forward and about how to, you know, create more stability and joy and meaningful experience of family and, you know, how can she align more with her soul's purpose and her passions and, you know, step out into this unknown with complete faith and trust and just know that, you know, her needs will be taken care of and everything is coming together and the universe has her back. Yeah, and this is a number 19, so, you know, the number 1 representing a new beginning, and then I feel like with this card, the number 9 is representing more of like that mission energy and like service to humanity and, you know, a higher calling. And so it's like, her spirit feels that, something bigger is calling to her. And so she really needs to tune into that and get clear on, what her next step is. And, when we add the 9 and the 1, that also adds up to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. So it's like this energy that I was just talking about of, we are completing this big cycle with the zodiac, wrapping up Pisces and initiating this new beginning with the Aries energy coming through. And then, also this Mercury retrograde energy that's coming in. So it's like, this page of air is kind of representing that Aries energy, like this wand of passion and adventure and soul ignition that is being handed to the divine feminine, that's going to start to, bring about this feeling of this higher calling in her heart. And, then we have Mercury retrograde coming in, which says, okay, now slow down, review, reevaluate, rest, rejuvenate, think about things. And the clarifying card that came up with this is the Ace of Air. And so we have another ace, a 1 here. So this is like another, new beginning. And, I just feel like the energies are going to really start to accelerate. So we've kind of been in this dreamy Pisces energy, doing a lot of emotional processing, emotional clearing. And, we're going to get this push forward with Aries. And so this might also just be like that. It's almost like this is like that Aries energy of like accelerated movement. But then this Mercury retrograde energy of like, okay, I need to slow down because it's like all this stuff is starting to happen and I'm feeling like it's all out of my hands, it's out of my control. It's kind of like the divine is stepping in and starting to make stuff happen, and she just needs to be like, okay, I need to like take a step back and integrate some of this and connect with my higher guidance on how to deal with this, But I feel like this is all really positive, and, it's exciting new beginnings coming in, and this is like a card of destiny and synchronicities and signs and, accelerated velocity. With this Pegasus here rising up above all of the clouds, getting clarity. So beautiful energy there for the divine feminine. So just, I feel like that's kind of some advice from spirit there as well, to just, as things start to accelerate and you're moving out of your comfort zone into some new adventure, just stay balanced and take that time to really like be grounded in your spiritual practice. And, even if it's just a few minutes every day, to just slow down and breathe and say some affirmations or some prayers or, whatever resonates with you. Do some yoga, and just stay balanced and grounded as this new beginning starts to kick into gear. Okay, so let's look at the union energies. So the energy of the union for the twin flames for this new moon in Pisces leading up to the full moon in Libra. We have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So 5th chakra, as you can see, this is the throat chakra. So we see this bright blue light illuminated here on Archangel Gabriel's throat. And so, the 5th chakra is the chakra that is all about communication and making choices and willpower. And, the thing about the 5th chakra is it's that, we have our own personal will and then we have God's will. And so it's, aligning our will with God's will and making choices from that place when we are making choices from a place that is, our personal will, then it's actually very limited. We can't accomplish near as much, and we aren't in a place of co-creating with the divine. And so when we are aligning our personal will with God's will and surrendering, this is a card of surrender. So this is, that energy that I was talking about earlier, where it's just like we've really been going through these deep layers of surrender. So we can open up to receiving whatever God's will is for us, and really trusting that it's for our highest good. And so I do feel like, this is a period where there will be some heightened communication for twin flames. This could play out in a lot of different ways. This could, literally be that maybe you get a message from your twin flame if you haven't heard from them in a while. It could just be heightened telepathic communication or heightened heart communication, or just really feeling into your twin flame connection on a deeper level. This could also just be communication with other people throughout, in your life. Maybe you need to speak your truth to someone. And this is, a message for you to get up the courage to really, speak your truth. Maybe there's somebody who you feel is a toxic person in your life, and you need to kind of sever that connection. Or maybe it's speaking truth to a family member. So it's just, this is a time for us to really be conscious of our words, be conscious of how we are speaking, be conscious of how are we being authentic with our communication. I know for me, I've been feeling guided to just, write in my journal and write a letter to my divine masculine and just express myself. Even if, I don't send the letter, it's just as an exercise for me to, express myself and communicate feelings. See whatever you have been feeling guided to do and pay attention to that. And this is a number 39, so we have a lot of energy of 3 here. So that's that energy, again, of expansion and creativity and communication and bringing in the divine and co-creating from that place of, the third energy. And again, with that number 9 there, I feel like it's 3 times 3 is 9. So it's like that higher calling of, stepping into your soul's mission. And maybe there's somewhere that you need to speak your truth in order to align more fully with your soul's truth, align more fully with your soul's mission. And also communication with the universe. So signs and synchronicities. What messages are you receiving, from the divine? Are you seeing a lot of numbers, or are you getting interesting synchronicities, or what communication is happening in your dream space? The other thing that I'm getting with this card too, with the number 9 energy, is going back to what I was talking about, where it's all of these shadow aspects and, this releasing, this emotional releasing that we have been doing. It has been clearing more and more space for us to expand our light bodies. And, as twin flames, we are here to, be like lightning rods and really ground this light into Mother Gaia and the earth grid. And we are shifting and changing the vibration of our communities and the people around us just through the essence of our vibration, and also through our words. And so play around with, noticing how you're speaking to other people, even if it's just in your everyday life. I went to the post office the other day, and I don't know, it was I just started having this fun little conversation with the ladies that were working there, and I was getting some padded envelopes to ship my channeled paintings that I do. And so they started asking me about my paintings, and I said, oh, well, you know, they're kind of like meditative paintings, that the energy of them makes you feel calm and relaxed. And they're like, oh, I need to get one of those. And they said, do you do murals? We should have a big mural in the post office. And we just started cracking up, and it was just, you know, I could tell like that, you know, the vibration was shifting, and we were just laughing and having a good time. So just, you know, start having more intention behind your words and realize the power of the word, the spoken word, and how you as a twin flame can really, you know, shift the vibration around you just through the power of your words. And the clarifying card that came up with this is the Magician. And so, you know, that just goes back to what I was saying, where it's just, you know, words are very powerful in terms of manifestation. So, you know, again, it just goes back to what I was saying about being mindful about how you are speaking to yourself, how are you speaking to others, and understanding that words hold very powerful vibrations of manifestation. And, you know, maybe this is creating some affirmations for yourself or some I am statements, you know, going back to this energy of the new moon in Pisces, and what is it that you want to manifest? What seeds do you want to plant? What do you want to create? And, you know, maybe writing that down in a list, or creating those affirmations or I am statements, you know, however that resonates for you. But just knowing that you are a really powerful soul, and you are very wise, and you have these amazing tools of words that are really powerful manifestation tools. And like I said, this could also refer to some twins. We do have a wave of twins coming into union now. So, you know, if that happens to be you, then just be aware that when you reconnect with your twin, that your words are going to be very powerful, and that you want to choose them carefully, and to keep that in mind when you are, if you are manifesting a new beginning in your connection with your twin. So yeah, really beautiful union energy there. Okay, so let's look at the romance messages. So for the Divine Masculine, his romance message is, be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. So this ties in perfectly with this 5th chakra card. You know, it's that throat chakra, that self-expression. So, you know, be willing to express your love. Words are very, very powerful, and can really, you know, shift your whole life just through the 3 simple words, I love you, or, you know, whatever it is that you feel like you need to express in terms of your love. And this is so beautiful. This ties in perfectly with the 6 of Earth. You know, it's saying, when we express love, we begin to receive more love. And 6 of Earth is about that energy of giving and receiving, and, you know, doing that in a balanced way. So, you know, don't be afraid to express your love. Share your beautiful, tender heart, Divine Masculine. You know, it might feel like new and uncomfortable, and, you know, you stepping outside of your comfort zone, but it's, you know, you are this magician, and you have this amazing gift of communication and words, and, you know, start to, you know, tap into your heart chakra and share like all of this beautiful divine light and love that you have, like, radiating from your heart through your words and your expression. And that will come back to you then. You know, the more that you're putting that out there, the more that it will come back to you. So really beautiful. That's a really strong energy and message here for the masculine, is that giving and receiving energy and harmony and balance. And for the divine feminine, we have spiritual connection. And it says, this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Isn't that the truth? So this is, part of that energy of seeing from the higher perspective and transcending the everyday dense energies of what's happening in the third dimension, and just knowing that this is a connection that transcends all of the earth plane and time and space. And we can see, her third eye is just like this river, and it's, expanding out, and it's connecting with his third eye. And this is, part of what I was talking about. Again, this goes back to the communication card, and I feel like it also ties in with this rest and rejuvenate card, where, this is saying to really tune into your connection, whether it is through, heart communication or telepathic communication, or just, energetically, like feeling into your connection with your twin, and also remembering your connection to spirit, and just, remembering that this is such a beautiful connection that is lifetimes and lifetimes, and, just so much more expansive than anything that we can imagine from, the third dimensional mindset. And this is a number 27, so number 2, representing the divine partnership, and then the number 7 representing the soul and the spiritual path. And so we have to really remember that this is a connection that is a spiritual path, and that we are always connected, always, 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 and we can access it within our heart at any time. And it's, it might feel like a curse sometimes, but it's actually a beautiful gift that we have that ability within a twin flame connection. So just try to keep that in mind, and, remember to take that time to connect. Remember the spiritual connection. Okay, so I will wrap up with some Wisdom of the Golden Path cards, and then I actually have a song that came to me that I want to share some of the lyrics with you that I feel like perfectly wraps up this Pisces new moon energy. So I'll share that at the very end. But okay, so the oracle card that came up for the divine masculine is nature. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like maybe this card came up for the divine masculine recently. I could be wrong. But I think he got this card like a couple of readings ago. So here we have this coming forward again. So it's just emphasizing that this is an important message for the divine masculine right now. It says, in the coming months, you achieve more with less effort. This nature card reflects harmony and self-confidence, which results in greater productivity. Your intentions are in alignment with your true nature. This is a sense of destiny. Oh, wait, hang on. There is a sense of destiny about you and all that is unfolding. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. Be wise and mindful of the sacred power that you hold. Be positive, humble, strong, and grounded. Feel your connection into the earth. Be aware of the ground beneath your feet. Doors open with little or no effort, and previously blocked paths are clear of obstacles. There is harmony in your inner and outer world, and all you desire comes to you. And the affirmations are, I am one with nature. I am one with the earth and stars. I use my power wisely and with great effect. I create harmony through love and acceptance. I achieve my goals with ease. So I just feel like this ties in so well with all of the cards that came up for the masculine, because it's talking about doors opening and balance and harmony and, having that confidence. And this is just everything that has been being expressed in these cards here. So, remember, Divine Masculine, that just your true nature is so beautiful, and you have all of these beautiful options and possibilities and doors opening, and that, it doesn't have to be forced if you just allow nature and the universe to work with you and allow it to all unfold naturally. And, it's that energy of the giving and receiving. And if you just, express yourself and put yourself out there and just trust that it will come back to you, from a loving place. If you express it with love, then you will receive love. And, you can manifest all of these beautiful dreams and desires. You have the confidence and the strength and the power. And if you can get out in nature, let Mother Gaia help heal you and give you that strength and ground you and, make you feel that stability. And, just is reminding me of the image that I saw in my meditation, where it's just like these strong roots like going into the ground, and then the branches reaching up to the heavens, and finding the balance and the harmony within that, and being really centered and grounded within yourself. And it's from that place that you can really manifest with ease and effortlessness. So really powerful messages here for the masculine. Okay. And for the feminine, we have trust. And I lost my page in the book. Hang on just a second here. Okay. And this card, I see this card come up so much in my private readings for the Divine Feminine, so I was not surprised to see this. Okay. It says, the lady featured on this card seems troubled and a little unsure of things. The water represents rising emotions. She senses that a change is looming, but she is not sure what changes will occur or how they will affect her. The white dove signifies the universal spirit which brings good news. Behind everything there is a single unifying force, which is unfathomable and unknowable. You, our world, and the entire cosmos are governed by the same universal energy. This energy, which is the essence of all creation and life, also governs all change. Your life, like all of life, is forever changing and evolving. It is pointless to try to resist change, for it is the way of nature. In order to move forward, you must willingly surrender to the universal energy of love. Trust and allow it to guide you in the knowing that you have placed your trust in the greatest power there is. Within you, the power of the entire universe exists. A power full of infinite creativity. Be bold and strong, for you are the creator of your own destiny. Look inside. You will find everything that you need there. Just follow your heart and know that what feels right is right. And the affirmations are, I trust that all that is occurring is for my highest good. I trust in the universal energy of love. I willingly surrender to the higher will of my soul. I am always safe. I am blessed. So I was really seeing in my mind's eye as I was reading that the Garden in the Gate card and the Magician card. So Divine Feminine, have faith and trust that it is safe and you are being guided. It's okay to step beyond this comfort zone and go beyond the gates into this expansive unknown, because, you are this beautiful, wise soul, and you have all the tools that you need within you and all of the resources that you need, and, you know, co-create with the divine. You have the universe is on your side, and, you know, you can do it. You can make it happen. You are the creator of your own destiny, and you are a powerful divine being. So trust and have faith that you can manifest whatever you dream of. Okay, so that wraps up the cards, and then I just wanted to share this song that came to me. So for some reason I'm having like a lot of Olivia Newton-John coming through. You know, I mentioned in my last reading the Grease scene, and then it wasn't long after I had that I think it was around the full moon in Virgo, I heard the song Let's Get Physical, which is by Olivia Newton-John on the radio. And so I was like, oh yeah, okay, you know, putting like the pieces together. And so I thought, that's cool, you know, let's get physical. That's what the Virgo full moon is all about, you know, getting grounded in our physical bodies. And so then, like a couple of weeks after that, you know, leading up into this new moon in Pisces, another Olivia Newton-John song came to me. And these are songs that, I mean, I probably have not heard these songs since the 80s. And for some reason, both of them came through, like, you know, the 80s classic rock station in where I live, like, within a couple of weeks. So I was just like, okay, I'm getting the message. So this is an absolutely beautiful song, and some of you may know it. If you don't know it, I will put a link for this in the description box. But I just wanted to read some of these lyrics because I think they're absolutely beautiful. And, you know, it's just, this is the energy that we are in right now with this Pisces new moon. It's a really powerful time of magic and manifestation. So the title of the song is called Magic. And I wrote down some of the lyrics here, and so I will read those to just close out the reading. It says, "Come, take my hand. You should know me. I've always been in your mind. You know that I'll be kind. I'll be guiding you. Building your dream has to start now. There's no other road to take. You won't make a mistake. I will be guiding you. You have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. You have to believe we are magic. Don't let your aim ever stray. And if all of your hopes survive, destiny will arrive. I will bring all of your dreams alive for you." So that's just the first part of the song, and I just felt like really the whole song is absolutely beautiful. And it's just very inspiring, so I feel like, you know, if you are needing something that gives you hope and ignites your passion and gives you faith in the divine and the universe and this journey, this is a beautiful song, and I just highly recommend, you know, cranking up the stereo and, you know, listening to it over and over and over if you need to. I have, because it has been igniting my faith and keeping me going. So like I said, I'm going to put a link to this song in the description box. And if you want to check that out, you are welcome to. And, you know, if you feel guided to get a reading, a private reading for your connection, I would be happy to help you look at the energies of what is happening for you and support you in your journey. I also offer coaching sessions if you feel like you need some twin flame talk therapy. I would be happy to support you that way. So I will put all of that information in the description box below. And I am wishing you all a beautiful, magical new moon in Pisces. And I am sending you all so much love and light. And thank you again for being a part of this amazing journey with me. So, okay, take care. Bye-bye.